Hello again. Manipulation can happen in any relationship, but it is significantly damaging when it happens between partners. More often than not, if interacting with the other person makes you feel shame or guilt, or you feel accused, or emotionally drained, exhausted, or even doubting your own reality, then perhaps you are getting manipulated. Over time, this will build into resentment in the relationship. The person who manipulates would make you feel these so that they can get their way, to perhaps get their needs met or to feel good about themselves. It is possible that they may not even be aware of what they are doing or not used to any healthy ways of getting their needs met. But that does not lessen the damage being caused to the relationship. So it is important to recognize the manipulation at the earliest possible and address it, without which over time there is a high risk and high possibility of escalation of this behavior, which would become abuse in your relationship. I am Kala Balasubramanian, counseling psychologist and relationship therapist. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 signs of emotional manipulation in relationships. And if they are detected early and if they are addressed adequately, it can save you from tons of heartache and pain in your relationship. Number 1, do you feel apprehensive and gingerly when you interact with your partner? Do you feel that you have to be on guard to not upset or anger the other person? Do you often keep scanning the horizon for when the next blowout can happen? Now, this takes so much of your energy that you can feel drained out just to keep yourself out of trouble. And this can make you feel very unsure of saying anything or thinking 100 times before you bring up anything significant to your partner. Number 2, does your partner say something but later on outright deny it? Now, I usually say to my clients, the first step to address the problem is to acknowledge that there is a problem. If your partner claims that there is no problem at all, then how do you collaborate with them to address the impact of it? Or does your partner say something or promise something and then outright denies it later on, saying, I never said it, or I don't remember saying it? It is possible that this might make you second guess yourself all the time, and also to question your own memory or your version of how things happened, and often to doubt your own self. This could be a milder form of gaslighting, and it can start like this. And if left unaddressed, can become more severe and more damaging. Number 3, does your partner guilt trip you into doing things or to agree with them? Does your partner repeatedly keep bringing up your mistakes or keep faulting you about things which happened recently as well as long back in the past to make you feel guilty? And you see that when that happens, you end up agreeing to them or doing what they want you to do rather than stay with your own stance. They might say, if you love me, then you would do this. Or they might use global statements like, you never really cared for me, or you never really cared for my preferences ever. Or you always have been resentful of my parents. Or to outright accuse you saying, how can you be so selfish when you know that I'm already going through so much? How can you bring this up? How can you bring this issue up at this time, etc.? Now, these might trigger you to prove it to them that what they are saying is wrong, or to drop the issue at hand, or to defend yourself so that you are not such a bad person after all, the way they portray you to be. The other ways could be having intense emotional reactions to smaller issues, and then you feel the burden of making your partner feel all right. Number 4, does most of your conversations move into blaming or accusing or badgering you into submission? Do you feel that a lot of your conversations go on and on and on without any real attempt at listening to each other or understanding each other's point of view? That you feel exasperated at the end of it, and that usually results in you giving up or just agreeing to what your partner wants, or even taking up the blame or accusation on yourself and even apologizing, just perhaps to end the conversation. It is also possible that whenever you have a problem or bring up an issue with your partner, somehow the conversation gets turned around and you end up being the person being blamed and accused by your partner. What you brought onto the table doesn't get addressed, but you end up defending yourself or having to explain yourself or your actions. So there is no problem solving possible here. Number 5, does your partner apologize but keep doing the same thing over and over again? Okay, so let us say that somehow you have managed to explain your challenge in such a way that your partner understands it and finally even apologizes for it. But then over time you find that that apology does not hold any value because they keep doing the same thing over and over again. And if you bring it up again, it is highly likely that they may ignore it or just brush it away or minimize it in terms of its impact. And over time, you may start feeling that there is no point in bringing up these issues to your partner when there is no active, collaborative problem solving. Either you would end up blaming your own self or taking responsibility for things for which you are not really responsible. And as this happens, resentment builds, communication would break down, and conflicts would escalate. I'm aware that it is not a pretty picture that I'm painting over here, but this is a sad reality for many couples today. Having said that, it is possible to break this pattern before it becomes either abusive or irretrievable. In my next video, I will perhaps talk about a few ways to dismantle this pattern. But if you're facing significant distress in your relationship, then you can seek professional help, couple therapy, or if your partner is not willing, then you can seek therapy for yourself and explore the possibility to address the challenges that you are facing. Well, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, click that button below and do subscribe right away, and also click that notification icon so that you will get an alert whenever we come up with new videos. And I will see you soon next week with another video which would be of your interest. See you.